So, hey everyone, I'm Jula, I'm the founder of BlueFox Email, and today I would like to talk about analytics and statistics, what kind of numbers you can see in BlueFox Email about your campaigns, triggered emails, transactional emails, even in automations. This is quite essential, so this is how you measure the success of your email program, right? So let's get started. Okay, so in this example, I got a permission from a customer to showcase anything with their account. So I'm just doing that. So I just like this brand. So they are selling like Swiss Army knives and other kind of fine cutlery. And yeah, let's take a look at their numbers. So in this example, as you can see, they sent it to 11,410 people. This is the number of opens, so 6,200 approximately. Clicks is 1,600, and they had 5 bounces in this case and 0 complaints. So this is the very, very overall version of the stats. You can't see many details here, so let's dive into it. So if you click on this arrow, then you can check out more details. So first of all, let's take a look at the midsection. We have similar numbers here that you saw on the card, but we have more details. Let's dig into it. So we have the number of sends, that's clear. The number of failed sends, 0, that's also clear. The number of opens, and then unique opens. So we differentiate between opens and unique opens. Here is the first important differentiation. So we have opens and unique opens. What's the difference? So if one person opens one email 2 times, then it counts as 2 opens, but it still counts as 1 unique open because that's only one person, right? Same with clicks. So we see that they have quite many clicks, but a little bit fewer unique clicks. And it's the same. So if one person clicks on multiple links, then it counts multiple times, but it counts as 1 unique click because that person, that's one person who clicked on any kind of link. And we have bounces, complaints. And let's just talk about this differentiation a little bit. So if there's a big difference, for example, between unique clicks and clicks, that means that there were a few people who clicked on many links or on the same link multiple times. And I think that's important. So for example, this is an e-commerce brand, okay? So if you have a list of products, then there are a few people who are really interested and clicking on many of your products. I think that's kind of a good sign, right? Now let's go to the next line. We have unique open rate. So we also have rates of basically about most of our numbers. Actually, you can see the detailed metrics here. But first, let's go through these rates. So unique open rate, it means how many people of the actual number of recipients actually opened the email. So as you can see, it's unique opens per the number of emails sent. So it's around 30%. Clicks per unique opens. How many clicks happened per unique open? So almost 50%. But this is important. So unique clicks per unique opens, it's like 10%. So you can see the number of unique opens here, and you can see the number of unique clicks here. So if someone opened the email, then there's a 10% chance that they clicked on something. But again, you can see that those few, like that 10% actually opened many, many times in this case. And we also have unique unsubscribed / unique opens. So how many people actually unsubscribed from those who opened this email. That's also an interesting metric in my opinion, because that shows how much you annoy people, and so how many people don't want to hear from you anymore. Okay, that's pretty cool. So let's take a look at the metrics. As you can see, we have rates about everything. So for example, sends, let's pick hourly, and the chart will be updated. I prefer this kind of chart. As you can see, we have all of the sends happened in the same hour. So the number of sends only matters if you send to many, or to a huge list, and it might not happen in an hour, within an hour. And that's same for the send rate. So it's obviously 100% in that hour. Failure 0 opens. Okay, here's an interesting one. If you click on the opens, check out the chart. I think this one is kind of important, because based on this, you will see how many people actually opened, or how many opens happened in certain hours. And obviously in the first hour we had many, and then less. During the night, just a few, and then in the morning it's going up again, and then decreasing, and stuff like that. And again here, day 2, in the morning we still have some, and in the afternoon. So I think it's interesting to look at these, because it shows you when your subscribers are actually opening your emails. You can do the same with open rate. So I switched over to open rate, and you can see that from the whole campaign, like 11% of the opens happened in the first hour, right? But you can also switch different time resolution here. So if you go over to daily, then you will see that in the first day, 26%, second day, 12%, and then 4% happened there. And of course, we also have unique open rate. So if you switch over to that, yeah, this should kind of add up to this number, but not necessarily fully exactly, because some people might open it like 3 days later, so it could happen. Unlikely, but still. Yeah, as you can see, we have some opens even here. Okay, and similarly, we have clicks, click rates. So how many clicks happened in which hour? And this is actually quite interesting. So you can see that someone during the night was clicking like there's no tomorrow. Here's one interesting one. So the unsubscribes / unique opens. So how much you annoyed your subscribers. This is it. So it's probably only 1%. One person, sorry. Complaint rate. So these are not exactly important right now. So unsubscribes per unique open. So in this tab, you saw the statistics about email sending. So it's more like, clicks, opens, those kind of stuff. We also have unsubscribes per unique opens here, because that's an interesting stat. But we also have subscription trends. So this one shows you how many people unsubscribed. So as you can see, from this whole campaign, only one person unsubscribed. And yeah, this is an interesting metric as well. So basically it was sent to 11,000 people. I think 3,000 opened it, and only one person clicked the unsubscribe button. So it was not a really annoying campaign, I would say. So from the subscription trends, let's go back to email sending trends for a while. Okay, so we have our neat little stats here. But actually you can go scroll down a little and check out the individual level. Now these are blurred out, obviously. But as you can see, you can filter on quite a few things here. So for example, which emails were bounced. And then you can clean your contact list. So you can remove all of these bounced subscribers. But you can also filter on opened, clicked. So now you have a list who basically opened your email and clicked on something. And here we have the one who unsubscribed. Yeah, we can also filter on that one. We can also filter on not opened and clicked. So this one is interesting because you will see that for some people, either like images are disabled in the email. And for example, for this e-commerce brand, I think that's a really important detail. And secondly, if you see many clicks, then most likely they are bots. So probably they are company email addresses and they're, some kind of filters or just spam filters or anything, just clicks through all of those links. I think this is an interesting information because, it might fake your click numbers. And also, yeah, so probably if you see many clicks but no opens from the same subscriber for a long time, I would consider removing them from the list. And if you scroll down further, this is a really cool one. Here you can see which links were clicked and how many times. So as you can see, this was about announcing these kind of collection, this collection of Swiss Army knives, and it's talking about that, this article. And then someone clicked on the exact link of that product. Pretty cool. And then this one, pretty cool. So that was basically the goal of this campaign. And so on, so on, so on. And yeah, you can check all of the links here. So basically, many systems have heat maps. So this is basically a heat map if you think about it, because you can see how many clicks happened on, certain links. We don't actually put it on a heat map, so we don't put it on the email itself, but functionally it's the same. Our users asked for this feature, and basically this was enough for them. But if anyone would like to have a visual representation of it, just please let us know. Next one. So another thing is that here on the top you can select a time period. In case of campaigns, we have last send, and we add a few days to it. But for example, if it's about transactional email or a triggered email or an automation email, it makes sense to filter on the last 7 days, for example. Let me go over to an automation and show that to you. Let's check out an automation. before going there, I just want to let you know that basically all email types have these kind of statistics. So campaigns, transactional emails, triggered emails, and also emails within automations. In automations, you can see some other stats. How many times the automation ran, how many how many running automations we have currently, the number of sends overall, and the opens and the clicks. So this one is an interesting one because this is basically an automated newsletter about news, which I really like. And this is yet still a small list. It's like 70% or something like that. But it's a really active one. So we send out the emails every morning about Hungarian news, and an AI summarizes the news and removes clickbaity titles. And yeah, that's the value of it, that you can actually read the newsletter and know about what happened in Hungary, in my country. And the open rate is around 60 to 70% every day, the unique open rate. So I find it to be quite good. So even though the list is still small, it's a quite active one. Okay, so if I go into the automation, you can see that this is the main email here. We have like 4,000 sends, a little bit more opens, and some clicks. And I just need to mention here that in this case, the clicks don't matter as much, because the whole point of this newsletter that you get a summary of the news happened last day in a single email. We of course include the original sources, but people told me that they don't even need to open the original sources, because they get essential info by just reading the newsletter, and I find it to be really cool. So look at here. So in this case, I selected by default the last 30 days is selected, but I can do like last 90 days. Okay, I think we would have too many data points in that case, so let's just stick to last 30 days. And okay, look at here. So basically in the last 30 days, oh, I was mistaken. It's 58.5%, the unique open rate. Unique click rate is 5%. So, but as I told you, it's not really about clicking on the original sources. It's about, delivering information that's valuable enough within the email. So in this case, open rate is the most important metric. In the previous case, unique click rate or click rate is a much more important metric, but this one, it's all about opens. And I wanted to show you that we can check out, for example, the unique opens daily, but I want to do an hourly. Oh, okay. I need to, as you can see, if you would select too many data points, we just don't allow that. So for hourly stats, I need to select the last 7 days. And look at that. This is interesting, I think. But wait, let's just select a few days so we see it better, like this. So I basically selected 3 days, 4 days, okay? And this is also quite interesting. So it's a daily newsletter. We send it out every single day at 7 a.m. my time. And obviously, most of the people open it from 7 to 8. And you can check out how many times these were opened during the day. And most of it is opened till the early afternoon, as you can see it. So yeah, I think these kind of graphs are quite interesting because it tells something about the reader's opening habits, if they have any. Yeah. So that was a glimpse into analytics/statistics in BlueFox email. We don't yet have conversion tracking, but we are working on it. Basically, we will introduce events in our system. So you will trigger different types of events from your backend or your frontend. And basically, you will be able to define conversion events. So if you report back to BlueFox email these events, you will be able to create a funnel like how many people you sent this email to, then how many of them opened it, how many clicked, and eventually how many, let's say, registered or purchased. So conversion tracking is coming up. Stay tuned.